Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the I-5 Corridors Traffic Report. Tyson, Alger here, joined by Justin Myers.
Yeah.
It is our first show of August. It is our first show of the new era. Football's back. I guess it's not really the new era. We've done this. We've done this a lot, man. But yeah, there is kind of like a stark transition for a lot of us who cover or are big fans of college athletics, where July kind of hits, and that's where the normal folk are like summer's getting into gear, and that's when we start kind of ratcheting down. How was the end for you?
The end was fine.
It's not really the end for you.
Not for me. No.
Yeah.
I still have a couple more summer activities.
Yeah.
But you're right, though. It feels weird. Like August activities. It's like when you plan something on like Sunday evening. It's like you had a Sunday birthday party, and people are like, I guess I'll go. Kind of feels like that. I will say though, as I drove into the show here today, through the Portland metro area, I crossed a river.
You did?
I drove through the hills, saw some beautiful trees. Not one cornfield. Felt great.
Yeah.
Felt great. It's so much nicer here than where they grow corn.
And the thing is, too, is probably like as you're driving, it went really smoothly because all the other drivers around you were a lot more talented.
More talented, culture better. Yeah, just everything about it was so much better than I don't know where do they grow corn?
And I do imagine that drive is so nice that like you probably don't actually mind like a couple people being in the faster lane than you. You can bide your time, and then when it's the correct time for you to make your move, maybe a year from now, you can finally pass that guy.
We're going to talk about some things later, just that we do in college football that we've always done, but like, do we still need to do them?
Podcasts.
Well, we still definitely need to do podcasts, but the idea, like, we're really doing this right now. Like in August, we're really like the Oregon backup quarterback talked about at media day that he was happier at the place he chose. Like he left one and chose to go to another, and we're surprised that he likes it better. Like this is the.
This thing pissed me off, Justin.
It's funny because it made me laugh.
It is August 7th, and Oregon's biggest national story so far this week is a couple comments from their backup quarterback that happened in like minute 6 or 7 of his 15-minute like Q&A, where he just has to sit there and answer everything that people throw at him, even though it's a lot of the same questions over and over and over again. And I'll tell you this, Justin, this is year 5 or 6 of the transfer portal era, maybe a little bit more. Every single fall camp, players come in. Last year it was Bear Alexander, comes from USC. All his comments are about how he's happy here and he feels like he can thrive here and it's a better environment for me. Nobody really cares. Like maybe it hit the USC message boards like a little bit, but that's standard operating procedure. You're going to a new place, you're going to praise where you're getting the money from, right? So I was in the Raiola scrum there. Like it wasn't like I got something to say. Or let me take this platform against Nebraska. He was just asked what are the differences? How's the adjustment this? And it's just like, yeah, I like it here. The topography is different. I don't know if he used the word topography, but
he described the topography.
Yeah, but it was no different than any I just transferred to X school answer from any other Oregon player. But I think what this really showed us is we kind of knew this guy was a name. Like we knew he was kind of a big deal, but I think this really showed that. I don't think this shows that this quarterback situation is any trickier, but it shows you like the level of kind of celebrity behind Dante Moore. And I mean, like, practice just started.
Yeah. So how much of this is it's an interesting story. Like Dylan Raiola 2 years ago was a very big name in college football. He was, if I'm not mistaken, he was the number one quarterback. There were like, people were like openly recruiting him. If I'm not mistaken, there was like celebrities openly trying to recruit him like on College game day when he was in high school.
Him and Dante Moore were of like similar caliber talents coming out of him.
And he went to Nebraska. It was kind of a legacy move, and it was a whole thing. And then there's the the weird Patrick Mahomes infatuation,
right?
Which hopefully he's over now that he's number 8. Maybe he'll start like a Mariota infatuation.
I was going to say he was wearing like Lay's and he was serving the Hawaiian food at post media day.
Exactly. But it didn't, for whatever reason, we've seen in college, it just didn't click at Nebraska, and he comes to Oregon. And I'm wondering, like, I'm an Oregon homer, but I think we can all objectively say Oregon football versus Nebraska football, it's not a contest.
It's not close.
And in terms of everything, like he mentioned, everything from the landscape, like the roster, not close. The facilities, I guess I've never been to Nebraska, but every time the facilities list pops up, Oregon is at the top of the list. The Nike stuff, the ability to win a national championship, like it's not even close. And we're surprised that one kid transferred from one to the other. And
yeah, but Oregon's never won a natty, or Justin.
Yeah.
And Nebraska, I mean, history and tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska's Red Robin.
That's very good. That's very, very good.
And Oregon is a modern, like a mod pizza or something that's adjusted to the new age.
I mean,
actually, I don't think mod pizza's doing super well.
They're not. I don't.
These days either. Hold on, let's back up.
We might want to rethink that one. But the fact that like Nebraska as Red Robin, like they are Go Big Red Robin, like
and that's not bad, right? Like you were a wonderful family restaurant in the.
For a long
1900s.
long time, yeah, like that. I had multiple birthdays at Red Robin,
and you can still go to Red Robin now, and you can still try to relive those memories by getting the endless basket of fries. But those fries aren't very good anymore,
and it just doesn't quite hit the same. Yeah,
and I mean, also like you're in your 40s, like who's getting endless fries?
It's just irresponsible at this point. So is it like a bunch of Nebraska, or because like also there are plenty of national college football writers who refuse to like give up on like the mid 90s,
right?
They just are like, they just refuse to admit that, like, yeah, they have not kept up with the times. They have no chance to compete with big money teams like Oregon, soon to be Texas Tech. Heck, Indiana has now leapfrogged multiple programs. Or is it some Nebraska people going like, you know how sometimes like it just hurt? Yeah. Like, you could be nice. We get why you broke up with us, but you didn't have to post on Instagram you and your new girlfriend like the next day talking about I've never been happier.
There's just somebody like sitting for breakfast, eating his cornflakes, about to go out in the truck, and just trying to have a nice day, a nice summer day, nice hardworking day, and they fire up their TikTok, and suddenly Dylan Raiola's in there and talking about mountains and oceans and. Joe over here's never seen the ocean. He's never been just one tier.
He's never been west of Denver.
Is Raiola in terms of popularity or like name value or just how much college football knows them? Where is Raiola in the realm of when Bo Nix transferred to Oregon? Almost kind of similar, not similar arcs, but like guys who like weren't bad at their schools, but they weren't great or lived up to the hype. Yeah, like they had different levels of pressure on them at their places.
It's very close. I mean, I think Bo Nix did have success at Auburn. Like, he beat Alabama as an Auburn quarterback. Like, I know.
Even tougher, he beat Justin Herbert.
I was there. Yeah. So ruined my 40th birthday.
40th birthday.
Don't do the math.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Can I get you a pillow?
Yeah, I have
maybe
a
little bit more lumbar support.
Yeah. But yeah, the Bo Nix, it was a roller coaster, right? He would beat Alabama, but then like he would look horrendous against Georgia, and then like he got hurt. And Auburn fans are crazy. Like they are legitimately crazy. I don't think Nebraska fans are crazy. I think Nebraska fans are fairly realistic. They just long for the good old days, knowing that they are the good old days, whereas Auburn refuses to give up the fight, going like, no, we're still the same. And everybody in college football is like, no, you are not. I mean, you're nice, but you're not the same. But like, so Bo Nix had like success,
right.
And you saw the flashes. Sadly, like with Raiola, and I am a huge college football fan, the two things that I think of when he came here are he was the number one quarterback out of high school, and he has been doing a Pat Mahomes cosplay for 2 years.
Like down to the knee injury in the same.
Exactly right. So, the difference, though, I think Bo Nix came in like right away.
Hold on, Raiola had a broken leg, not a knee injury.
Lower leg.
Lower leg, yeah.
I mean, well, lower extremity, I guess we should say.
Correct. Was this hockey? Lower body injury?
Well, I mean, does the knee count as lower leg? It's right in the middle of the leg. Is that like where Central America is technically North America? I don't know.
One of those hangups that like my brain always on the leg? If I ever see a story where it talks about somebody like had an amputation like above the knee or below the knee, I always have to take a second to like in my head go like okay, above would be like.
But I think Bo Nix had just a little bit more attention coming in because he was the starter. Dan Lanning's brand new coach. Kenny Dillingham's a brand new coordinator. There was so much riding on that season. And then, of course, after the Georgia game, everybody was like, oh, boy, what's going on? And then,
I still don't think he's going to turn it around after that Georgia game.
Yeah. And then clearly had one of the better careers in Oregon football history in just the 2 years. Raiola is like kind of on that Dante Moore path, like you mentioned, like hyped, very highly recruited, went somewhere, didn't quite work out. Now he's going to sit for a year, collect a pretty good amount of money to sit for a year. But there was so much there's a little bit more, I think, on Bo because he was coming in as a starter. And I think a lot of people were wondering, like what's Dan Lanning doing?
Yeah.
Like, first year in, Bo Nix is going to be your guy. Whereas, like, I don't think anybody is questioning the process now with Raiola. That being said, probably the most visible backup quarterback in the country.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
And by far the most visible one Oregon's ever had.
Yeah.
Like when was the last time Oregon had a backup quarterback who made national headlines for I like it here quote.
For talking about liking where he's at. Did
the predecessor of On 3 do all breaking news when Jeff Locke said, I think I would like to be the guy to replace Marcus Mariota? Like,
I've noticed in the transfer portal era, some coaches do it extraordinarily well. And with that, I mean, like when players leave, if I was a coach, I would not handle it well. I would be like, do not let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. You don't want to be here. Fine. We don't like you. You didn't transfer. We kicked you off the team. That's why I am sitting here podcasting next to you. I look at like Kenny Dillingham when he took over like Arizona State and players leave and it's got to hurt, but he will go on Twitter and be like, getting a good one here. Best of luck. This guy can ball. And that is like planting seeds into the future of like, if I go play at Arizona State, they're not gonna just boot me out the door. Do players need to like have savvy now? Is there a transfer etiquette that like is being created that somehow Raiola broke? Because it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody that when you leave one place to go to another, you're probably going to like it better.
Do you think Kenny Dillingham was ever broken up with in high school and then did the I really wish you and your new boyfriend well? Like,
wish you well. Boy, Kevin, you got a good one here.
Wait, what do you mean you guys were talking during the non-contact period? This was poaching. We'll take it to the NCAA. What was the question?
Is there like Stupid. Is there like a stupid etiquette? Because again, this, like you said, you got kind of irritated about this whole thing. I kind of laugh at it, but as I'm talking about it, I think maybe I'm sharing your irritation. Like, what is the surprise here?
I don't know.
He's leaving one place. If it was so much better there, he would have stayed.
Ultimately, here's the thing. If Nebraska was going to be a good football team this year, nobody would care.
Yeah.
It's jealousy, Justin.
It's
your quarterback decided I'm leaving here to go be a backup there, and you know what? We got mountains, baby.
It's like when players go to the Dodgers and they talk about how excited they are about going to the Dodgers, and everybody's like, whoa.
Should we just reserve our one friend like 20 minutes of unedited air at the end to just share his gripes about the current situation of National League baseball? Or baseball in general.
Maybe we'll tag it at the end. Yeah. That sounds like a good idea.
I doubt he has any thoughts.
Probably not.
Beat LA.
Okay. Speaking of thoughts, so I was thinking about this actually on the way in, and it transitions from baseball into college football. In baseball, it makes no sense that the manager wears baseball pants, right? None whatsoever. It may have in like 1927, when maybe because I don't know, there was an outbreak of a stomach bug and the manager had to play third base, or in the 80s when Pete Rose made himself player manager. Like maybe there was a time when the manager of the team needed to wear baseball pants, but in the year of our Lord 2026, Tyson, it seems silly that Pat Murphy is out there in baseball pants. But
bring back the Connie Mack look, full suit
in the dugout. Yeah. But if I were to turn on baseball and not see coaches in baseball pants, I don't think I would like it.
Yeah, your spidey sense would be up. Something's off. Something's wrong. Is this bizarro world?
Exactly. It would bother me. Much like when the NBA took away suits for head coaches. Like, I still don't like it. Yeah. It made no sense that they wear suits. But I don't like damn you, Steve Kerr. I know you look fit and trim in that polo, but put a damn. So I was thinking about this. So in that spirit, like with college football, I'm going to throw some things at you of like, do we need it just to hold on to the ecosystem? Yeah. Just like, first thought was, they still do the coaches poll? Yeah, Oregon's number 2. Oregon's number 2. We still do it. They still have a coaches poll, Tyson. It is as meaningless as it's ever been. I would like to do a story that looks into which coach in history, and I'm putting air quotes, was like the best coaches poll voter. And I say that in the sense of it's the SIDs that do it. It's their media guys that end up but is there one media guy that's kind of like the ghostwriter czar of the coaches poll who's like, kind of like Ralph Russo was for the AP poll. Like he was the guy who organized it for all those years before moving over to the Athletic and took a lot of, it was like his baby. Whose baby is the coaches poll? I have no idea. But would we miss it if it was gone? Like, do we need the coaches poll? Yes, we do need it. Okay. We don't need it, but we need it for like the sanctity of keeping college football our weird mess of whatever it is. Because guess what we got to do this week, Justin? Not we, because this is our first podcast, but there was about 4 days of radio of, is Oregon ranked too high? Is Oregon ranked too low? Number 2, you're only behind Ohio State. Is the Big Ten more loaded than that? Like, it got us like a whole ramp up of week of talk here in August. That got drowned out by a little bit of Dylan Raiola. And then we get to do it probably again next week when the preseason AP poll then comes out. Yes. If you would have asked me all this probably 2 or 3 years ago, I would have said, these are all stupid. Get rid of them. But like, as college football has moved closer to just being NFL light, I like the funkiness that we still get. And having 4 polls we got the coaches, you got the AP. Somebody's still probably like punching in the numbers to make an unofficial BCS rankings. Where's the Billingsley report? What's he doing? What's that guy up to? That's deep cut. Yeah. College football fans will know exactly what I'm talking about. It was 1 of 6. But okay, let me ask you, like from a fan perspective. I think good coaches poll drops this week. Does it do anything for you? Well, Oregon's too, so yeah. Like,
yeah, see
it
what I
kind of
mean?
does.
Yeah, see what I mean?
But like,
If they were ninth, you'd be like, well, this is stupid. Like, what? You know?
yeah.
The coaches don't even fill it out.
It was worthless 20 years ago, but it still had like some actual weight because it like made its way into
the computer
system. But it was still like, again, being filled out by SIDs. And it was basically, what does the AP poll look like? Great. We'll just copy that. And so it was still kind of worthless. That now, like, there's a 12-team playoff. Coaches are more cautious now than ever of, like, there's not like a Steve Spurrier who's going to actively, maybe Signetti, who will like actively talk about other programs.
Right.
Like Dan Lanning, we know how he feels about other programs because once Oregon beats them, we see the video. But like leading up to it, we don't. Like
release the tapes.
Yeah, we didn't know what he felt about Texas Tech until after they beat him, and then Texas Tech's coach is praising Oregon, and Dan Lanning is talking about all hat, no cattle. And
Dan's just like grilling a T-bone by a fire. You know?
But it's like in there where like coaches are so like, I only care about my own team. I don't focus on anybody else. How on earth could you fill out a poll if you were only focused on your? I don't even watch college football, guys. I watch my team and I watch film. I don't even know what's going on. Are there ranking? I don't know. And so that on top of the fact that it doesn't factor into the national title anymore, which is good, and the fact that it is like there hasn't been a practice. Well, there's been like what, 2? There's been 2 practices. Like, how do you rank teams who didn't even practice? So I thought about like, it is completely worthless, but do we still need it? We still need it.
That just reminded me at media. So Oregon's media day was on Monday, so they hadn't practiced yet. You know, they had done some summer workouts and stuff like that, but nothing official. And the amount of, you know, who's stood out so far, or you know, who's impressed the most questions that like were asked the players, and they're just like, we haven't been out there yet.
So next one, you were just at media day or media days. Do we still need media days? Do we need it like as part of the college football ecosystem, because everything is online now?
I think
other than Signetti talking about how the Big Ten's clearly better than the SEC and they can all kiss our ass. I'm paraphrasing, of course. And from the Oregon ecosystem, you got the Raiola little snip. Like, I've been to a media days. I very much remember sitting in Lucas Oil Stadium going, why am I here? There's nothing I've done here that I couldn't do at home. It used to be a nice thing where you would, because back in the old Pac-12, RIP to the Pac-12, where like I might not be able to talk to these coaches all the time, or when I do, it's on the Tuesday conference call and they're buttoned up. But now we're in Vegas and they're a little like, I don't know what the Big Ten media days was like for you. For me, a couple years ago, it was terrible. I was ravaged with jealousy because, hey, Big Ten has a network and it turns out they get everybody, and the local radio host didn't. And I was like, why am I here? But in an online digital world, do we still need like coaches to come to the podium to make a statement about how they're excited about the year? Do we need it?
So I was in Chicago. I just went for Oregon's Day. I got useful stuff out of it, and like so in the like most basic form of what's media day for, it's to get stories about these other teams you cover. Like, so it has a base usefulness, and I do like a little bit of the tradition of, you know, junior player, senior player, you know, you've kind of your profile's raised, and like this is kind of like the it's not like the Heisman campaign, if you will, but it's kind of like the progression for a lot of these players, and it's kind of a little bit of the who's who. And I do find the mass availability of players from different schools to be useful for not only me, but for like, you know, national media who are maybe like wanting to get a large grouping of players to write a trend story or this or that or work on stuff later down the year. However, media day is a mess. Like, you've been there. I think it was worse for you in your situation because you were trying to do the Radio Row thing and was maybe not sure if you were getting interviews or not. It was useful for me in that Nate Kruger from Oregon, he set me up with like 15-minute one-on-ones with, I got Dante Moore, I got Tatum Tuioti, I got Jamari Johnson, who I will tell you after this gave me the best quote I think I've ever gotten that I don't think I can use. Sorry, everybody. And so like that, like there were bits and pieces of that were useful, and those players are so busy. But from like the head coach perspective, like, you know, Dan's going to give the same stump speech there that he gives in Eugene that he gave at the end of spring ball. Yep. He probably had to do, I would guess, like 30 different interviews throughout the day, whether it's he's on TV somewhere that gets pulled for 15 minutes with a national writer, has a podcast appearance, has this, has that. And I would say on the large platform stuff, Dan is very good at that, even though like it's very clear he doesn't necessarily enjoy those days, I think. But, you know, I had him around like 2:00, like right after he got off of Pat McAfee's show, where he's, you know, kind of broing it up a little bit, talking about Zins, you know, being an open book. And I knew this was going to be a tough act to follow. I've had Dan at a couple different media days, and I have a fine relationship with Dan Lanning, but he's when he's a busy man and is on a schedule, he is a tough cookie to crack. And so he comes off of McAfee. He's done like 3 straight hours of talking between all these things, and I was just like, I think he gave me a look, or I think we both had that thought of like, why are we doing this here?
Why are we here?
Why don't we just do this? And like, I'm not going to say no to like Oregon offers a 15-minute one-on-one with Dan at media days. Like, I'm not going to say no to that. That would be irresponsible for me. But also, like, I think we all kind of realize that this is kind of stupid. Like what are we doing? Like, and so the schools don't need the promo anymore. Like, I think media day is like one of the last few things that like the writers will probably fight tooth and nail for, because they like the expensed trip to Chicago where they can rub elbows and network and
go to Chop House and right. Yeah.
I mean, it's the same kind of deal of like why the NFL like combine meetings and like the GM meetings are such a big thing. It's not because it's like the people actually in the NFL or college. I mean, they're big things for them, but it's more just like writers getting an excuse to go party for a few days.
It was interesting.
Like, did you watch any media days? Like, does that register on any? Like,
here's what's funny is, I don't like that I've become this, because I was for 20 years the local radio guy. Like, I was the local radio guy, like begging for 10 minutes with Chip Kelly to give me a canned answer, because you could then promo it and then your listeners would go up. And then I'm watching Chip Kelly on College Game Day dressed up like a duck going like, who is that guy?
Yeah.
Like, that guy doesn't, like, we don't know that guy. And then comes back and he's like, you know, snippy and short. And then, oh, your buddy Kirk Herbstreit's in town. And all of a sudden now you're jovial and you're one of the boys. And what's funny is that I caught myself, I watched Lanning on McAfee, and I watched him on Pardon My Take, and I was like, "That's not the guy I see fighting with Crepia." Sorry, James, but like, we all know it. Like, that's not the guy who's just completely dismissing questions from local media. Like, where's that guy from? Like, but it is kind of like an art. Like, I guess it is a game to play. But I do very much remember going like, when I would get Chip on my show like twice a year. Once at the Oregon Media Day, where, boy, the free lunch was about as good as it got. And then
Hawaiian food.
Always Hawaiian food.
Still doing it.
Still doing it. Can never change. Never, ever change.
You know what they did, though? They used to serve it at the start or kind of during. Mm-hmm. Now they wait until the very end. Like, they make you stay the whole. Yeah.
You should.
Yeah. It's a big reward.
And then signing day, which signing day doesn't really exist anymore. But then, like, I remember, like, you see him on, like, oh, he's on Sports Center. I was like, I don't recognize that guy. So, I mean, it is just part of the game, I guess. Whereas, like, and I think Lanning's pretty good at it, where he knows, like, as much as I would have loved, like, my local radio show, like, Chip knew that College Game Day was the way that he's going to be able to be visible to how many recruits.
I mean, that's the thing. It's all of us are very mostly Oregon audiences, and I think Dan Lanning has done the calculus, and he realizes that his Q rating is pretty good in Oregon.
Yeah, he's
won a fair amount of football games. Yeah. Did you see the coaches poll?
I did see the coaches poll.
They're number 2.
How are they two? How are they two?
So yeah, like as especially as somebody who has attempted to run my own business and kind of seen things from like kind of the money and building side, it's like, yeah, it makes sense that he would put more time into the audiences that have a much larger capacity to spread the goodwill of the Duck across the country. You know, it's I talked with Iverson Hooks at Media Day a couple days ago, another guy from Alabama who's just like, yeah, I see Oregon stuff everywhere. It's like, you know, that's part of the, and so like I think maybe 10 years ago or younger in my career, I would have like taken like this whole thing a bit more personally or been more pissed because it's like, oh, the local guys are there every day and but it's just, I also can't pretend to know what it's like to spend an entire day or essentially an entire season just getting asked a lot of questions that you don't or can't answer, and it's like you kind of got to pick and choose, maybe for your sanity, but then again, there are coaches who are able to kind of do it both too. But
here's what I will give.
This isn't at all it's August and I'm already complaining about Dan Lanning's answers to us. It's just the interaction of Media Day and kind of how they approach it.
Well, I'm gonna pay a compliment to Lanning to media here. I know you are a big Blink-182 fan, and I know, and I probably love the deep cuts, but I think there's a point where if you ever were to go to a Blink-182 concert, you want to hear all the small things. Like, I want to hear all the small things. If you didn't hear all the small things, you would be disappointed. Maybe.
The first Blink-182 concert, I needed to hear all the small things. Yeah. I've been to 2 or 3 since, and like, we're good now.
But if they did, like, it would be a little bit like, that would be weird.
Yeah, like are you too good for what you came from?
Yeah, and so whereas like we talked about this on a podcast a couple of months ago, how I had a midlife crisis at the Kenny Chesney concert because I looked around and everybody was old, and I'm like, what are you talking about? We're here to party, and I was like, no. I'm getting old. Kenny Chesney has a song, She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy. He closed a show with it for 20 years, took it out of the set list. I don't like that. But he talked about how there was only so many times you could play that song. I was watching the Dan Lanning with Pardon My Take, and they asked him the drive to Pitt story. And boy, he tells it with just still like day one. I would like tip of the cap to Dan Lanning, because
that's the story.
Like the Eagles do in Hotel California, right? Like they don't want to do it. We want him to, but like I was an elementary school teacher. I drove all night to Pitt. The coaches were, I got dressed in the gas station. The coaches weren't there. I had to stay at a Best Western.
I'm glad you brought that up, Justin, because I mean this is just a very minor tease because I can't say like a whole lot, but I think in a couple weeks, Lookout might have the most unique take on that story.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're doing like the Nolan's version of retelling the Odyssey. You know, it's everybody has like their adaptation of it, but like this is gonna be our. Yeah, I'll share with you some plans off air, but
I am very excited about reading that because I would listen to like the interview and I'm like, oh, they're gonna ask him about the drive to Pitt, and like everybody in Oregon's heard that story. We can all recite it. like I said, I know for a fact, like he was an elementary PE school teacher. They did weights, and then he drove all night. He stopped at a gas station, changed into his suit.
I very much want to fast forward to like mid 50s Lanning, where he has a lot of Oregon stories now that like he's comfortable enough in his career to share.
Yeah.
Because like right now he's still in I'm one of the most popular coaches in the country. It's the first time I've been that. Like I'm still very protective over. I wouldn't say Dan's the most loose guy in the world. I think maybe that kind of comes with time a little bit. But you do hear him tell that Pittsburgh story, and like the guy's knows how to tell a story.
He really does.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to like 20 years from now when he tells us about how he followed Dion into the locker room and
why
allegedly
that pregame speech got leaked to ABC when he clicked. I don't know how it got out there. I was just talking to my team.
I did like again, it's a mixture of intrigue when you're listening to him on something like Pardon My Take, because like you're getting answers and him telling stories in ways that you might not get, like for instance, and I can't remember if he told us this or not, but like the way, like I think PFT was gassing him up for smashing the Huskies helmet, and I had called Mike Bellotti the week before, and he's like, Mike, my team hasn't been responding well at the half, like what should I do? He's like, just smash some shit.
Yes.
And so that's what they did. And it's just like, oh, man, like, I love hearing that, but also like, damn it, I'm frustrated. Like, why can't we get this?
Like that maybe about a year and a half ago. Where are you with, because again, at media days, there's like tropes, there's some things, and every coach loves to talk about what their team did in the offseason. So let me set this question up for you real quick. Hard Knocks was on HBO. Seattle Seahawks this week. Defending champions on Hard Knocks. Hasn't happened since the original with the Baltimore Ravens. I've had this theory because I love Hard Knocks. Everybody's complaint is that, Hard Knocks, it's all the same. I know. That's why I like it. That's why I like, It's
why people always put on the same Mariah Carey Christmas music.
Exactly right.
It's part of the season.
I've watched The Office. I watched The Office last night.
What episode?
It was great. It was when they made Jim co-manager, and Michael kept going big picture stuff. Yeah, guys, should we start making toilet paper? Yeah, like it's still good. Like it's a comfortable. So when Hard Knocks is
you know these streets,
exactly. So when Hard Knocks comes on, like I know, like coach is going to give a speech. There's going to be a running backs coach that's going to curse a lot. They're going to talk about how we're going to be the most physical team in the league. And
do you think they're going to highlight any undrafted potential free agents
who have absolutely no chance of making the team, but they maybe stand out in practice, and some vet is going to be like, "Who is 84?" And it's what I like about it. The quarterback is going to be like showing up at 5 a.m. and they're going to have a great shot of him coming in and being the first one in the building, all that stuff. But I had this theory, I still have this theory for years, right? If you watch every episode of Hard Knocks, and they've had last place teams, they've had Super Bowl champions, they've had everything in between. Every training camp is the same. Same motivational stuff up on the walls, same coach's speech. It's different words, but it's the same message. Same fiery running backs, linemen, DB coach, screaming F-bombs at the top of it's all the same. So ultimately in the NFL, it just comes back to how good your quarterback is, right? Mm-hmm. They're all the same. Like nobody's doing anything special in training camp that other teams aren't doing. After thinking about that, after watching Hard Knocks the other night, I think about, because like I buy into or they went to Sun River together. They all went to the coast and were doing workouts on Cannon Beach. Like, is everybody doing that? Is it all the same? Or are there some teams that maybe do it better, and does it actually matter?
It's crazy because I went through thousands of hours of interviews from every college football team across the country doing their media days in the coming weeks. And Oregon was the only team to talk about culture. and mentality and family and doing it right and
playing for each other, not playing for yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
well, you're getting NIL money and you've transferred yet. But
I mean, it's yet another one of those things where everybody is doing it. Mm-hmm. Maybe like other things that you can practice or do every year. Maybe some teams are better at doing it than others. Like I'd be fascinated to be a fly on the wall for that, like Sun River Coaches Retreat, and see, because what was it? It was a lot of studying till like 3 o'clock, and then I think the word was then camaraderie.
Then some camaraderie.
Camaraderie after 3 p.m.
I wonder what that camaraderie is, but there's a lot of golf and something else probably.
Yeah, I mean, like it's also one of those things too, because like Oregon has a relatively robust media core in that there's a lot of headlines that, I mean, you know, just off of Media Day, there's probably 15 different like local, somewhat tied publications like doing things. And so when, you know, like Lanning talks about this coach's retreat, there's a lot of headlines that come from it because we're all strapped for news and we can get a headline out there. So it seems like maybe it inflates our view into thinking that Oregon or other people are putting too much importance on these sort of things, but I do think they are like relatively important. Like especially like the coaches retreat, you got 2 new coordinators and new positions. Like this is the last week before, or the last couple weeks before all of them are judged in some way or another. Like bonding might be important there. The beach stuff, maybe that's good. Like, you know, you got all these transfers coming in, maybe like going to the coast and doing that is good bonding time, but also it looks really good on film that you can blast out to social media, and then you can send out to other players and you know, be like, yeah, come to Oregon, we bond here, we do it, which like that is all important. But I like it's the same thing with Oregon's got the best facilities, right? Nobody's got facilities that can touch Oregon's. Boy, there's some new ones out there that are pretty fancy. I mean, like it's like you said, everybody's doing the same stuff. Everyone has cool uniforms now too, for the most part, or at least trying to.
Yeah, they're trying to. Speaking of beach and Sun River, I feel like at some point, if you live long enough in this great state, especially if you live in the valley, are you? Because my wife and I, last little trip of the summer, we're going to Bend just to hang out. We are mountain people. Mm-hmm. We have chosen, as people who live in the Willamette Valley, we have chosen we shall go east for the 2 hours. My wife and I have lived in Portland for almost 10 years now. I don't think we've ever been to the coast. I am not an Oregon coast person. I do not speak highly of the Oregon coast. Maybe it's because when I was in high school, those are all the teams that I played, and Bandon sucks. Sorry, you suck at football. We beat you. But like, then they put like this beautiful golf course there. So, are you a go to the beach? Like, I could see if you're a kid from, like, Dante Moore's from Detroit, right? Like, if you're a kid from Detroit, and I did spend a year at UCLA, so that's a beach. But like, if you're a kid from the Midwest and all you know of the beach is Lake Michigan, you're like, oh, here's Haystack Rock, and here's like, I could see where that would be kind of cool. But like, as a guy I've been a Pacific Northwest guy my whole life, I've never understood the fascination with the coast.
I remember there was I don't remember if this was a Super Bowl commercial or if it was just a regional commercial, but this was probably in the late 90s, early 2000s, where the commercial opened up and it's like three guys sitting on like a log on probably like seaside beach or like maybe up in Washington somewhere. It's gray, it's cloudy, the wind's blowing, they're all bundled up, and there's like 3 girls walking by in just basically like parkas and like rain jackets, and they're just like kind of catcalling them, and then like basically the tagline was like Northwest beaches. And so that was always kind of, you know, I grew up in Alaska, like when beaches to me were like, if we'd go on vacation to Hawaii every once in a while. It's like, that's the coast, that's the beach. That's like beach, I'm coming from Alaska, I'm not going to go to like one of those mid-range Washington beaches. We're going to go. And then I lived in Hawaii for a spell. That was my first job out of college. Moved from Hawaii to Oregon then, and so we get to Oregon and I'm missing the ocean, Justin. I'm missing and then I was like, these Oregon beaches aren't going to do like that. Like that hurts too much. It was a hard decision to leave Hawaii. I'm not going to go to the place where it's not, you know, it's not the same. And so we avoided the beach for or coast, depending on your preferences.
Yeah,
I know.
it's the coast.
We avoided the coast for our first couple of years, maybe got it there like once or twice. But I feel like around year 5 or year 6 of being an Oregonian, like you kind of just start to get the brainwash of, it's only an hour and a half.
Not that far.
Let's go. We could go to Astoria and then drive south and kind of do like the little,
I mean, saltwater taffy, pretty good.
I don't mind the coast at all now, and it does help that I've been here long enough that I, occasionally a friend who has a cabin or something like that. It's kind of like I'd never want to own a boat. You want to know a friend with a boat.
Fair, yes.
My counter to you: when you go to Bend, do you go skiing when you go to Bend?
No. Nope.
I don't think Bend is the mountains. Bend is adjacent to the mountains. Like you're very close to skiing and all that, but like you go. Up hood, down hood, and you get into.
Got it, yeah.
I think Bend is what folks like you like to say is mountains, but really it's just I know it's going to be sunny here. I can be outside.
It's a high desert plain.
Yeah. There we go.
It's not. I mean, I call it the mountains because you do have to climb a mountain.
Bend is on the same path of comparing our beach or our coast to California's coast. Bend is our Palm Springs.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I like it. But like because you could in Bend. No, I don't ski at all. I never learned to ski as a child, and I feel like that's a young person's game. At this point, there's ligaments and bones that just.
You mean after we've talked about your age several times in this podcast, you're not suddenly like, I want to go 30 miles an hour downhill.
I'm gonna pick up a very, very dangerous habit.
Low center of gravity.
But like there's just something. But like it's not the mountains, but you can see the mountains, right? You can sit on like. And
there's
just take a look.
Essence of mountain.
Like, hey, there's the Three Sisters. That's cool.
That's fair.
But I feel like getting out of the valley, people like choose. Like, hey, we've got a couple of days. We've got a long weekend. You want to go to the coast? You want to do Cannon Beach? Or you want to go to Bend?
And then inevitably you just stay in Portland.
Yeah.
You get decision paralysis.
It's like, never mind.
I mean that's an hour and a half.
that's so far. I don't even cross a bridge if I don't have to. We haven't talked since
we took a couple weeks off here.
The big event at Autzen Stadium that you and I were both at.
I had so much fun, Justin.
We went to the Zach Bryan concert. Now, not together. Just you, me, and
we have it
60,000
very
of our
much
friends.
in our contract. We have to, outside of our recording time, we have to keep at least a 40-foot distance from each other.
You and I and 60,000 friends. I had because I texted you. I want to know where you were sitting, and you were like, you're like 4 sections over. It was packed.
Yeah,
it was a very packed concert. At the time, much like when you go to a wedding and be like, hey, we're going to go out after. No.
Yeah, no.
No chance. This concert ended. I had a thought of seeing, where's Tyson? I was like, no.
The beauty of being a little bit older and more confident about like when you go out and like is I feel like we all had that mutual respect of, we're just going home. Like, we're tired.
Exactly.
Like
it's 11 o'clock for crying out loud.
Should I send a text? Nah. They know. They know.
And so, but we were both at the concert. Some technical difficulties at the concert.
Ruined the whole thing for me.
Did not ruin the whole thing. A little distracting, kind of like, that guy's in trouble.
I thought it was art.
But perfect night. Great show. Good crowd. And then, didn't see the fireworks coming. Made me think, what are we doing during football season?
Yeah, right.
Now that we know that's possible.
Yeah.
We've seen some fireworks before.
Yeah, it's just like if you.
But now, we know it's possible.
If you're pumping off fireworks in the heat of fucking fire season, maybe we can do it in October.
Maybe a night game in October. We want to throw some fireworks up there. But it was, I'd never been to a concert at Autzen before. I had a great time. I 2 thumbs up. It was a great night.
That was my first time being in Autzen for something I wasn't being paid for. It's the first time being in Autzen where I had a couple beverages.
Yeah, there you go. So much better.
First time being in Autzen, like in the bowl as the sun's setting, the crowd is just going crazy around you, where I'm just going, I get it. Like I get it, guys. You know, there is like I'm very aware of like how cool of a venue and spectacle and atmosphere Autzen is, but you know, you have that separation of church and state from the press box to those of you who are allowed to enjoy it. And we stayed at the Hayward Inn, and so like it's the first time that we did the river walk like across, and got to go across the bridge and see the O come in through the trees. And we had a friend that had a tailgate spot, so we got a drink in the parking lot and then go in. And you know, the best part too is we had aisle seats that were pretty close to the bathroom, and
it's a little things.
I had an absolute blast. I'm a fan of Zach Bryan. My wife is a little mixed on it, but I just thought the energy of that show, like he didn't even play the 2 songs I really wanted him to play, and I didn't care. Like it was funny too, because I posted on social like a picture from the show, and it was like great time, Autzen, like let's do it again, huh? And there's like 5 or 6 people that were like, demand my money back, worst show I've ever seen, the video boards ruined it for me. It's like if the video boards ruined your show that night, you had no chance.
That's a you problem.
Yeah,
you got to look inside. You got to look inward and go, why am I really mad?
Yeah,
that's probably your dad, or maybe it was, or your ex-girlfriend. I don't know. Or maybe it's still in Raiola talking about Nebraska.
When I was a kid, my iPad, the screen would just cut out all the time, and Mama wouldn't buy me a new one.
Yeah, I mean, the video stuff was, and then it was like, maybe you just watch the guy. He's right there.
Yeah. I always do that when I go to NBA games. If I sit in the high seats and you're doing that thing where like you're trying to watch the play on the court, but it's actually a lot bigger on the video screen.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to, I didn't come here to pay to watch on a screen, but then like halfway through the game, you give up the fight and you just start watching on the video.
I mean, the screen's right there. It was awesome. Also, like you, it was nice knowing like the I almost said topography, but that's not the right word. I knew the plans like of Autzen Stadium, like I know the layout. There are a lot of people there that I don't think are like me, that are.
You're like Tiger showing up to the Augusta.
I knew the lay of the land, and let's just say,
how the course plays.
I saw a lot of beer lines and bathroom lines that I knew that I could circumvent. So, and I felt so smart. I felt like, boy, you're right. That is, I did. I felt like Tiger at Augusta. Like, that's a sucker line right there. 2 sections down, boys.
See, and I was so proud of myself. I got to learn that on the fly, but quickly. Allie and I both had to, after the Alabama Shakes, who were fantastic, by the way.
They were great.
We did the intermission, go make a run for beer and bathroom, and we come out of our section, and there's a women's line that is, I mean, I think you could time your 40 on it a couple times. Like, it was very long, and I was just kind of like, all right, good luck, dear. And I find the guys' line, which was nothing, because also there's like 200 urinals in those bathrooms too.
Yes.
It's a bit of a quicker system. But then as I come out, there's another women's one right next to me, and there's like 5 people in the line. And so like I go walk back, and Allie's still about a mile. Like, you know, they got the 100-yard marker, like it's it's Augusta. I was like,
follow me.
Come. Follow. Got to save the day a little bit. Yeah, you know, I would certainly enjoy for them to have a couple more concerts every summer, so I can get the full lay of the land there. I found myself, this was the first time I didn't have a credential. I was trying to walk into areas with confidence that I usually do, and they're like, like,
you're trying to go on the field.
You can't.
5 minutes to go. I get to go on the field, right?
Buddy, this elevator's not for you today. Like,
all right, as we wrap up here, this isn't really. Well, it is something that's kind of bothering me, but it's also it's a humble brag as well.
Ooh.
So I was awarded a parking spot at work. Tyson.
Big dog. Does it have your name on it, or is it just a number?
It doesn't have my name on it, but it is for specific high performers. I am that specific high performer, and I work in a place where it's pretty full parking lot.
Yeah.
It's having your own parking spot is it's an incredible luxury, and I was so excited. One, it's fun to get awards.
Yeah.
You got awards.
I mean, it's just
it's fun to get awards.
It's just there's a lot of people to thank.
I didn't have to give a speech, but I was.
But you had one prepared in case.
I mean, if there was ever somebody that could.
Oh, I just have a type 5. What's the deal?
And another thing. So I was a high performer. And so part of the award was I get this parking spot, and let me tell you. It's a nice parking spot.
How much?
It's pretty awesome.
How much monetary value would you attach to that? Like if you had the option to buy that spot for a month.
Oh, for a month, I'd pay $200 for that spot for a month.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. It's nice to have. Yeah. But then I found the problem. And this is where the grumpiness of me comes in, and the fact that we just can't have nice things in this world. Well, that is my spot, right? There's no policing it. Like there is no jurisdiction within Washington County of said spot. This isn't like you didn't pay the meter and now you're getting a ticket. If somebody were to park in that spot, the only discourse I would have is if I see them, I could say, hey, that's not your spot, which I have done. But if I show up and somebody just decides, I'm going to park. This spot is very nice. It's really close. I wonder why nobody else has thought to park here. So now.
How long is it your spot for?
I got it for 3 months.
You start decorating. You put like a putting green sort of thing down, maybe like some lockers, just like make it very clear this is mine.
Well, I mean, there's a sign right in front of it that is quite clear, not yours.
Have you seen the videos of the guy? I think it's on like Reels, and it's the guy who basically just sits in the supermarket parking lot, and when somebody doesn't return their cart, could you do this? Like I do feel like. I feel like you could be kind of the hero we need right now. It's you are somebody that is grinding your butt off. You got the recognition you deserve, which lets them give you recognition without actually like giving you any recognition. I think you make a social account and you stand guard of your spot day and night.
Yeah, the thing is with the cart guy, like he is actually benefiting other people, right? The people who wrangle the carts, the people who want to use the carts, people who want to park in the normal park. If I were to do that, I'm only benefiting myself.
That's where you're wrong, because if you don't defend this spot, if people don't see that spot and see your joy going into it and out of it every day, that takes the carrot away from them. They want to have something to aspire to, Justin. And if they don't see you reaping the rewards, that's how civilizations crumble.
Also, who parks in a spot where it's clearly not yours? Where are those people on the line of people who suck?
I can honestly say in my life, Justin, and I'm not a perfect person. I have never intentionally parked in a wrong spot.
Reserved.
I've never done I just got to run in, grab something real quick, run out. Like I'll be the idiot who goes around 3 blocks just to find one tiny spot, even though I'm going to be
real quick, like at an apartment complex.
No.
Okay.
You ever dipped your toes into that handicap spot, Justin?
No.
Okay.
I had there was a spot like.
This is the I-5 corridor traffic reports confessions.
Old apartment I lived in Seattle. There was like a no parking like I was like, well, I just pull right in there because I knew like our parking lot was so tight. I'm like, they can't get a tow truck back here. And then I got like a talking to like, hey, Justin, we know you live here and we know what your truck looks like. Could you please just not do that? And I was like, okay, fine. But maybe this is the price I have to pay is that every day as I come into work, it's not that like I've already built my I'm going to leave here. I'm going to go to work. And I've already built up the fact that somebody's going to be in my spot and I'm going to be mad about it. It's like, this is robbing me of the joy of having my... Because there's little joys in life, Tyson. Something like having reservations at a busy restaurant. Isn't that the best feeling in the world? You see a line of people and they've been told it's a 45-minute wait. And you walk up and you go, Alger, party of 2. And they go right this way. It's like... You mentioned, and I'm sorry.
I mean, I rarely have to do that. Usually when I walk in, they go, Alger's, but like for the common person, I understand.
Your table, usual?
Yeah.
I will say this because I'm not in the game anymore. Having a credential is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It's so cool. Like, it's like, there's a whole line of people like, yep, go right through here. You get through this gate.
The funny thing, too, that I think like we've both realized is like when you do have a credential, it's almost disappointing the amount of times that they don't check your credential.
Yeah.
Like when I was at, it's not necessarily the World Cup was a different story, but when I was at like all the NCAA baseball regionals, when basically I cover the Ducks game, like as long as you keep a head of steam up and like look confident, they're usually just like, all right, that guy knows.
So like having a spot like at the front, when the parking lot's very busy, like it feels good, but like now I have anxiety about it of like, is somebody going to be in there? Am I going to have to now confront? Because I'm the only like.
Could you put a sign that says, "Hello, I will be arriving at work today at 10 a.m. Do whatever you want with this spot until then," but it would really mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
I worked hard.
But if you are here at 10:01, 4 flat tires.
Yeah. Like I cannot guarantee the safety of what happens to your vehicle if it's here at 10. Or could you just create out a system where can you rent out the spot?
See, I thought about that and I was told absolutely no. Absolutely positively no.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to profit off of this gift that I did earn it, but it's still it's not my spot. It's a spot for said award winner. But yeah, I was told
can you win
positively no.
Can you win the award like is there term limits?
I don't think actually in writing, but it's not really done.
Okay.
Yeah. But
so you're just kind of a lame duck, like.
But there was a day like I was pulling in and somebody was there and they were just getting out and I had to give the hey, you can't park there, and is that how you said it? I said, hey, you can't park there. That's somebody's spot. And
did you say somebody's?
I started there. Wait, and then I was told, oh no, we're just gonna be a minute. And then I said, no, that's my spot. I need you to move.
Big car, little car,
Big car, minivan.
Okay, one person.
Multiple people.
Minivan.
Multiple
were there
people.
Kids did you kick a mother and her children out?
Well, they got to learn at some point.
Thank you. This is the answer I was looking for. This is a dog eat dog world. If you want the spot, send those kids to the company and make them earn it.
Yeah, exactly right.
I'll talk to you guys next week. I did not.